All right, today we're going to take a look at product of powers property. So what we're going to do is we're going to be multiplying some exponents with the same base. For your warm-up, go ahead and do 1 through 6, hit pause, and then play when you are finished. All right, check your work and see how you did. So let's take a look at the product of powers property. So I've got 4 squared times 4 cubed. Well, let's go ahead and write that out. So there is my 4 squared times 4 cubed. And if I were to rewrite this, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 to the 5th power. So looking at 2 and 3, how do you get 5? Well, 2 plus 3 is 5. So to multiply powers with the same base, add their exponents. So what does that mean? Well, if I have 4 squared times 4 cubed, that's the same as saying 4. So we're going to add those exponents there. So I end up with 4 to the 5th. Well, what does that look like algebraically? Well, if I have a to the m times a to the n, I would add m and n. Well, what happens when we take a power to a power? So if I think about that, that's 4 to the 6th times 4 to the 6th times 4 to the 6th. And when I have powers of the same base here, if I look at that, it would be 6 plus 6 plus 6. So that is 4 to the 18th. So if I look at my exponents here, 6 and 3, well, how do I get 18? 6 times 3 is 18. So to find a power of a power, multiply the exponents. So if I look, and when I had 4 to the 6th cubed, that was 4 to the 6th times 3, which would give us 4 to the 18th. Well, let's look at that algebraically. So if I have a to the m to the nth power, I'd have a to the m times n. Now here, if I had 3 times 2 to the 5th, that's 3 times 2, 5 times. Now, I know in order for you to solve this, you would have done 3 times 2, but I want to show you how this works. So if you think about it, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3 to the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 to the 5th. So if you see, I kind of distributed that 5th power to the 3 and the 2. So to find a power of a product, find the power of each factor and multiply. So if I have 3 times 2 to the 5th, that's 3 to the 5th times 2 to the 5th. So what does that look algebraically? So if I have AB to the mth power, that's A to the m, B to the m. So let's take a look at a couple examples here. So multiplying powers with the same base. So I have 2 to the 4th times 2 to the 5th. so that's 2. So I'm going to add my exponents. So I end up with 2 to the 9th. Same thing here. I'm going to, I'm missing an exponent. Oh, wait, anything without an exponent is to the power of 1. So I have, so that's really negative 5 to the first power times negative 5 to the 5th power, which would give me negative 5 to the 6th power. Because, I would have 1 plus 5, which gives me negative 5 to the 6th. So here I have x to the 3rd, x to the 7th. So I have x to the 3 plus 7, which would give me x to the 10th. So when we're multiplying powers with the same base, we add our exponents. Now, when I'm finding a power of a power, I multiply. So I have 3 to the 4th times 3, which would give me 3 to the 12th. Well, here, w to the 5th times the 4th would give me w to the 20th. Now, if I look here, finding the power of a product. Now, notice I don't have all numbers here. I've got a number and an exponent. So I'd have 2 to the 3rd times x to the 3rd. Now, I'm not done. Remember, do the math until there's no more math to do. 2 to the 3rd is 8, so my answer here is 8x cubed. Now, kind of distributing here again, I have 3 squared, x squared, y squared. So, let's see. There's math to do. 3 squared is 9. So my final answer is 9x squared, y squared. All right, go ahead and do 1 through 9 on your own. Hit pause and then play when you are ready to check your work.